Hello friends and hello student. My name is Ashok Sijal. In this session, we learn the file authorization in ASP.NET with C Sharp. So first share my laptop screen and here fix the position so you can watch better my video lecture. And here Microsoft Visual Studio Express for Web 2012 edition open and connectivity one website folder is already open. In file menu we can take new file and here we can take as a web form file and C sharp language, and here we can give the name like admin underscore page. So like in online ticket reservation and online shopping, that add to cart and then specific rate to change of online ticket or rate to change of online product. So that is a rights of admin, so that is a secret page and that is only admin can access. So how in your website you can that secret page in access particular one specific user. So we can say that file authorization. So yes, first we can add this web page and here we can give just in H3, or we can say that one taking label, and that label we can take as a LPL admin. So A and run at server side, and tags we can take admin page, and we can give the font as a bold and then font size so that we can give the large, and yes, then four color so we can take as a uh, dark slate blue. So that is a admin page and that we can save. So we can take logging form also, then specific user enter to that open. So authentication and authorization. So in previous video lecture we can already see the authentication. So form authentication we can already done. So authentication is a process to check the her creditors. So that is username password provided by authority person. So authorization is a process to check the user uh, credits, how many page rights to access to that particular user. So admin level, guest user level, operator level, that different type of rights we have to provide. Role manager we can say that, but here we can specific file that open specific user, so that is file authorization. So yes, that file I can save, and just we can take one label and admin page we can say that, and admin underscore aspx file. Then we can take new file and we can create a logging form. So we can say that user underscore logging dot aspx file, and that file we can take as a first panel. So panel can take ID like P1 run at server side and looping text user logging, and then background color we can take as a aqua, so that is shine color, and then we can take one label to ID LPL username run at server side, and text is a user name, and close, and then we can take one text box and that ID txtun run at server side, and then close, and then br tag, and I copy this label and text to our password. So here we can change as a label text password. So label ID is not required to encoding part, so we cannot change, and text box ID is required, so txt pw, and then text mode property. So we can specify here is a password. So password we can assign, and now we can take two button. So first that is a btn login run at server side, then text is we can also logging or submit, and then for font that is true, and font size we can large, and then just above, and then we can four color. So here we can take as a four color, and that same dark slate blue, and close, and then copy this button to paste to second our button, and that button we can take as a BT uh, cancel or clear, yes, and then we can say that a cancel or clear. So clear we can give, yes, clear here we can take as a BTN and clear that ID. So now let us check that design. So first we can, yes, now here look. So we can take as a some distinct, and you can also use CSS for formatting. So my so many video lecture I can use CSS cascading style sheet block. And now we can first complete our clear button. So that is only two button text, and we can take as a clear. So that second password and that text is clear. So previously assigned that is a clear any. Okay, now we can take as a first logging. So logging we can take one user defined method, and we can take one logging form, logging table. So yes, in we can first I open in that is a E drive and ASP.NET, and then connectivity and application data. Yes, any table is there here, SQL server all table, but here we can use access. So here outside one table is there, let us check. So yes, test DB here, that test database. So in access 2013 office is there. So that open, and here so many table, but here one logging table is there. And yes, here some that giving the three user is there. So there are two username, user password, and here we can supply as admin that username and admin as a password. So that we can save, yes. And I open also right click and that design view. So there are two field, username, user, and both short text. That is our two field that table, and we can uh, four row insert previously three and new admin. So we can use as an admin user, and I close this, and then we can connectivity. So I go in our management studio. So here tools and connect to database, and then browse, and then we can select our test for T. So here first select test database, here is there, and test connection. Okay, succeed, and go in advanced, and then copy, shift, home key, shift, and an end key. You can first select the home key, so beginning and end key last, and copy, control C, and that string we can paste in web.config file. So web configuration manager we can use. So here some setting is required. So web config, and here we can provide connection string. Yes, here there after configuration is a root tag, and config tag is a first write tag to rules we cannot violate. And here that connection strings under the we can provide add, that is a child tag, and then connection string we can copy and paste. And we can also provide one name ID, so we can tag as X. So I can save this web config file, and we can retry here, but one require the package namespace system dot web dot configuration manager, web configuration manager. And here we can take connected architecture, so data, and then OLDB, yes. And we can use also form authentication, so because we can use the username password. So same web, and then security, yes, that form authentication is security package namespace. And here we can take OLDB connection. So yes, not OLDB connection is there either. So CN, then OLDB command, two class we can use, and then we can prepare one user defined method, and we can check public void and check user, so that admin user if available, so we can provide here. And first we can take one string variable s1, and web configuration manager class is there, and then connection string, that attributes connection string, and bracket we can provide id x, we can recently set in Web.Config file, and then connection string, and that is a return string, so we cannot to string use directly that return string, and then we can pass to our connection uh, constructors s1, so that, and then open, yes, must be open because that connected architecture, and then we can use command, yes, and then provide the memory allocation, and here we can take as a select star from user logging, where you username equal to @uname and operator, and I can take as above, and you password equal to @u password. So where we can supply this value. @ is a syntax part. So that is our original field, and equal, and then @uname, your original field name and same field name. So how that we can assign that value. So here on command class one member is parameter. So that property, and that one method add with value. So we can pass here, that is our field, and that is a username, and that our text box we can match username dot text. So first value pass, and same process second value. So parameter add with value, and then in double quotes we can pass you pass, and then our text box password and text we can pass, and then we can use object as a handler, and command class, and first we can reference obj, and command class we can use execute not execute non-query for insert update delete, and there return integer type, and execute reader is a data reader class, but here we can use execute scalar, that return is a object class, so we can execute scalar method, and if condition, if that object is not equal to null, so we can say that here return is a true, we can return as a boolean value, and else part, if not object means that null, so that we can return as a false. So here we cannot return as a void, but boolean data type boolean, so that is true false, yes, now correct. So yes, all error is gone. That is user defined method we have to create ourselves. And now we can check here in logging button click event. Yes, our designing is there, and our logging button already I click, and we can check one if condition, check user, that is our user defined method. Check user is in now in library. So we can take in if condition, and form authentication. So yes, form authentication, yes, here, and then redirect one method logging, redirect from logging page. So we can request with a logging page, we can redirect, and then we can pass password dot text if user is matched, and in second argument that is a create persistent cookie, so we can save, like in our laptop we can access like a Gmail or any account, so we can save as a one checkbox. So same that process, if we can save a username password, so here you can pass true, but if not save you can pass false. So yes, that only here one if condition, and we can pass two uh, argument in the redirect from login page. Now I can save, and some setting requiring Web.Config file. So here we can first the connection string already we can set recently, and now we can system.web, and then authentication is already done, but that is a logging that itself, so we can comment line this and our login form we can provide here. So form authentication, here you can first see here there are 5 mode is there. So form, none, password, and window. Window is by default. Form, passport is reserved for Microsoft services. None used for developer when that not check the security, only for testing purpose that developing the website. And form we in previously we can use, and here also we can use. And Federate is new in 2012 edition, but by default is a window authentication mode. So we can IS pass over any page in our window in my laptop, like Windows 2010 in OS. So that account directly writes to that web page in window authentication mode. Okay, so here we can take as a form, and here form as a child tag, and then we can give the name. So we can give the login, and then login redirect, yes, some property, yes, and then we can user underscore login, yes, ASPX file. That is our login user login page that we can create here recently. So that file redirection F we can require, and then we can take other as a time request. So we can pass as a 60 that complete. So I can save now complete. And here we cannot take as a authorization. So authentication is a form, and we can set the three attributes: name, login URL, and time out in the authentication mode form. But we can see the authorization. So after the system.web complete, we can provide here as a location tag. Yes. And location tag we can complete, and path we can set one attributes, and that we can give our admin underscore page dot aspx. You can give here specific secret your file name. So that file name open under this authorization only permission one user specific. So that is a file authorization. So here we can take system dot web, not data, but web here is there. So system dot web, yes, now. So that system dot web is a different, and here is also different. So location under the child tag is a system.web. Here already system.web is there, and that close and start to here. Yes, I first see you. So here that start, that is a different. And here we can location under the give the system.web, and then we can take as a authorization, not authentication, authorization. And then authorization we can allow and deny. There are two child tag and user. So we can say that admin, yes, that our username, and then deny. So all other are denied user. So we can as a question mark or asterisk sign, that is wildcard character. So we can check first asterisk sign. So I can save. So yes, that is a location tag and file authorization. That is we can using the location tag and specific file to control the admin page. So secret, that is a like online ticket registration, you can change the ticket rate, that type of page. But here we can just only give the message that is a admin page. You can take any page name, so we can also change the page name and also use the other username. Here we can provide first admin. So let us we can run this admin page, so that directly redirect to our login page. Just let us check. So yes, all are well. So here we can take first as a ASPX and only label, and give the text as a label, admin page only label, and directly you can write the admin page, that type of message. And then we can take another web form file, and that login page, and clear only just clear, and then login, that is we can take here check user form authentication to redirect to our username password is correct, and we cannot save, yes, that is a false. And that here we can take some coding, and check user is a user defined method, but before we can take three uh, namespace we can apply web.config web.configuration configuration. So web configuration manager class in this package, and then connection.x and connection string we can retrieve and pass to our constructor, and connection is open, and then we can command class, there are two arguments. Yes, here is a connection is remaining. So that is a yes, CN connection. We can also pass then and then our table match to user login, and that and operator username password both match. So here add with parameter we can match and execute scalar. Yes, here that new thing, and return is an object reference. So it not equal to null, that return true, otherwise return false. And here we can boolean. So that is a check user is a user defined method. And here in logging button we can call this method user defined check user, and that if match, so return true, so that directly that user permission to our login page. And web.config file we can set first as a connection string. Yes, in here we can connection string after the configuration, and config section is the first child tag, that is a rules, you cannot violate that rules. And connection string under we can add, give the X name and copy and paste to our connection string. And then second setting in this web config, here form tag we can give the login URL user underscore login dot spx. Yes, so we can just logging, just some spelling A is provided. So here we can also logging, I can use as a, so yes, we can rename also. Yes, so first we can rename, yes, because that name is not proper user login. So here in web config we cannot change, just that perfectly invalid means that name login. So A is login. So here user login, so that I can rename. Yes, so let us take, yes, that rename, and I remove the A letter. So login login. Yes, save. I think that's save. Yes, let us check. Yes, in our, yes, that and ASPX, and we can check also in code file and above our class file is a same or not. So yes, here user look, yes, here is not changed, so we can change as a manually login. So, and also in design file we can page direct to tag if we can change any rename file. So yes, here is automatically change that class code behind file name, and here class file is not changed, so here we can change our, otherwise taking error. So I can save. Yes, all are well. So login, login. Yes, here is login. So all are. So we can rename. And here I give the page title. So we can say that file. Okay. So here that is a Gujarati font. So here that I can change in English. Yes. So here is a change. So now that, okay, take my screen as above, and here English is now okay. So we can say that file authorization. So yes, so here file authorization, here look in our authentication we can provide, and location tag, yes, here, so I can uh, authorization here is there, and allow and deny. Allow is user admin, and deny is a st. So yes, so here I can give the title. So here is there. So yes, authentication, yes, not the file authorization. Yes, let us check. So here we can take as a file. Yes, here is there. Okay, so so here we can set as a location tag. Yes, and that under we can system.web. So yes, I copy this and paste to here that name if any. So here, yes, I think perfect. But yes, now it's perfect. So I copy and paste now perfectly. And now I can run admin page. So that directly redirect to login page. Let us check. So that location tag we can file authorization. So I can run that page admin ASPX and that redirect to login page, user login page. Yes, so let us check any, we can change as a rename our file name. So that I think I can change all this thing. So we can change properly so that not taking any error, otherwise that taking error. So rename you can change as a page directory tag, class name, and then code behind file. You can change your class name also. 2 or 3 plus you can rename your web page file name, so you can change, that is a technique. So yes, now you can look here, admin underscore aspx file is there, but we can read directly, and now admin is a right, so admin username and password is small a admin, and I can press login. So now let us check. Yes, so admin page is open. So look here how it's work. So that is a permission specific file. And now we can check some other user and user other file. We can check testing. So first we can change here and we can first fix which file we can give the rights. So here in a one specific student, yes, here student underscore MP master page. So we can write this file in here admin page 2, we can that is secret page, we can assumption. So student underscore MP master page ASPX file. And here we can change as a RAM, yes, or and here we can change as a asterisk sign. So both we can check and save Control S and let us our database. Yes, I here access and here first user RAM and Sitaram is password S capital and R capital. So that file I already opened for logging our database table and minimize and then come back to our Microsoft Visual Studio. And now I run not admin page, but student login page. Yes, here I open this page, that master page, and run this page. So that directly, yes, redirect. Let us check. So login page, we can first admin page. Now that we can change our page file authorization. So yes, that is a year group student, and that is a percentage dot two app. That is meaning of slash. Yes, here that giving the passive we can return URL. Yes, that we can, if user is perfectly, so we can return in this page. That is a meaning. So here we can provide as a RAM and then Sitaram that password, and here I1 symbol that our password is observation under, and we can check login. So yes, I think that redirect to student page. Yes, come to the student page, student detail, and here one designing fix, and here master page I can use in this designing. So CSS some block is used and very perfectly here designing, and now I can give some value for here not secret, but that you can assumption here your ticket reservation rate. You have to change some product. You can add or change that rate, so that time very important is file authorization. So now I can already summarize all these things and now I can complete. So first you can prepare as a first one file login page and then one other login, first admin page, one specific file name and then login page create and then a connection string we can save in Web.Config file and authentication in system.web and authorization in location system.web authentication and authorization. So yes, here all are perfectly done. So yes, I can just minimize and let us check our already open all are these things. So I cannot repeat, but one important thing here is a very important, that is a location tag and path. Some specific, that is a file authorization. So specific user rights to access this only page in your website, one secret or importance page. I can give one example like in your ticket registration, so rate you can change as the admin level, not user level or guest user or operator. So different type of layer or level we can say that. So specific admin rights to change the ticket rate or product some new or any scheme in like in Diwali or festival season. So that is a file authorization. So yes, I complete my session. We can see very important concept file authorization, and we can store as a Web.Config file three setting our connection string, form authentication mode also we can take, and location tag and permission specific user specific ASP web form file. So you can use this concept to in your website for one specific secret file, but you can give more permission you can take as a URL. So authentication, there are four modes: window, none, passport, and form. So form we can use, and federal is a 2000, that is 5 mode, but in 2012 new mode is added. And authorization, there are only 3 mode. File authorization we have to take, but you can permission give the more number of web page, then you can go in URL authorization. And custom authorization is also, there are 3 type of authorization types. So now I complete, and authentication and authorization correlated and base of the web technology, the security, base of the security. So authentication is a first process which user that check that creditors, that is user give any permission, and authority person that allow to access and verify that user is already give the permission or not. So first is a authentication, and then authorization is going channel. So now I complete my session. So subscribe my channel, Ashok Jalakani. Press the bell icon to never miss any update. Thanks for your watching, supporting, and sharing my video lecture. And Hare Krishna.